And love is the answer. Now, you have worked with some monks in Tibet as well, and some Buddhist monks, and you, of course, mentioned the gamelan of Bali. What are the monks? Are those the ones that blow the long horns?
Yeah, those are Tibetan monks. We did some things at the Mitrai Vihai Monastery in Lahore. And we did some projects there with them. I wasn't there for all of the sessions. I was kind of in and out, but I loved their music. And we did another project in Thailand also with some Buddhist monks in Thailand, which was just mind-blowing. Up in the north in Chiang Mai. In fact, we may be incorporating some of their chants in one of our forthcoming albums on the third album.
Oh, wonderful!
We've got some things we plan to put in there with them also.
Now, with all of the incredible community music that you've recorded all over the world with indigenous people, have you thought of? I'm sure you have thought of putting together just a whole album with that music alone, from these various places that you've been?
Yeah, you mean like a compilation, like a world, kind of like a world compilation. Yeah, we've been talking about that. We haven't decided yet what we want to include. It's kind of like been on the back burner with us because we've got so many other things going on. But yeah, that is something we plan to do.
Oh, good, because that for some reason that just, while I was talking to you, I just had this kind of flash of bringing all of this amazing material that we can't travel to here into our homes, and it would be a wonderful experience.
Well, yeah, as I said, that's something that we're thinking about seriously. We've just really got to decide who's going to be on it and how we're going to put the whole project together. Right now, we're in the midst of planning a new project with a classical guitarist and blending classical music, Western classical music elements with sitar and tabla from India.
Oh, nice, very nice.
We're working very closely with a couple of guys who are well known in India. If I could just bring my memory back into focus. A very well-known tabla player, Samir Chatterjee, and Abhishek Malik, who's a sitar player, both very famous in India. Obviously, nobody knows them in America, but they are two great players, two very great musicians, and they're going to be playing with classical guitarist Tali Roth.
Wow.
Who's an American classical guitarist and very well established in the U.S. So we're doing a project, kind of like an East meets West kind of musical project.
See, that sounds terrific. Is that going to be a recording, or will that be some kind of live tour?
No, that will be a live recording in concert. We'll be doing a live concert DVD and, of course, a compact disc.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we can definitely use more of this kind of music. Are there some things that you would like to share with the listeners that I haven't thought of to ask you tonight?
Gosh, no, I think you've been pretty thorough.
Did you have any unusual experiences while you were in these other countries? I mean, any particularly positive or any crazy things go on that you...
Nothing really. Well, there's only one that my wife keeps reminding me about. When I got stopped for speeding in Morocco.
How fast were you going?
I was going 40 miles an hour down the road into Marrakesh, and the speed changed to 35 about maybe a quarter of a mile up the road. Basically a speed trap. The cop pulled me over and said, "You're speeding." I said, "Yeah, how fast was I going?" He said, "You're going 40." I said, "Yeah, that's the speed." He said, "You see that sign down there?" And look, get my binoculars out. "Oh yeah, 35." Well, that's the speed.
Well, I have to admit that some things must be universal because that happens all over the world.
So it was like, give me the money on the spot, and you can go.
Oh, I see.
It was like that.
Well, we can't do that here in California. You have to jump through a few hoops before you can even be allowed to pay your fines.
No, well, there it was just pay it now, and you can go. Yeah.
All right.
So I gave the guy I think I gave the guy the equivalent of like $20 US, and
well, that's not bad. Maybe
but my wife doesn't let me forget that I was speeding.
Wow.
In Morocco.
Oh, jeez. Well, boy, you certainly live a daring life.
Yeah, right.
So now, after this show, are you going to be working on do you work there in New York on your projects? Do you have a studio there, obviously, where you do all the mixing and sound work?
Yeah, we have two studios. We have a video studio in Manhattan, and we have the audio studio and mastering studio about 25 miles north of the city in Airmont, New York, in Upper Saddle River Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So the audio is done just outside the city, and the video is done in the city.
Do you directly do that yourself with Logan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you don't have like a whole crew of people that are, on mixers and saying, well, let's do this, let's do that. You guys are pretty much, this is your baby.
Yeah, we're hands-on. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything, we're just about out of time, so I want to thank you for being on the show and sharing all of this, and I encourage everybody to look into your music and to buy it. Anything that can help, with the chakras and help you relax and help produce enlightenment is got my stamp of approval, and I know I'll be looking into it. So before we go, you want to mention, well, we know what your website is. It's logicaldrift.com, right?
Right. That's it.
That's pretty easy to remember. So is there anything else that I haven't thought of before we have to sign off?
No, you've been great, and I really appreciate your taking the time and having me on your show.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, John, for doing the work you do and for helping us all gain some peace of mind and through music. I really appreciate the kind of work that you guys are doing, so we look forward to seeing what's coming out. I'll be keeping an eye out myself.
Well,
so thanks a lot, John.
It's a pleasure being on your show.
Wonderful. All right. Well, good night, John, and good night, everybody who's listening. Bye-bye.